As ALMA, we are calling on the World Bank International Development Association funding to establish a second malaria booster program across Africa, and malaria councils are being established using scorecard tools to inform progress, measure impact, and identify investment gaps. Investment in 11 countries have raised over 150 million US dollars, proving the power of multi-sectoral collaboration.
Hello Africa, brothers and sisters. Why African leaders are not working together and collaborating to solve African challenges with African solutions? So to prove what I'm saying, please watch this video.
I'm calling on all heads of state and government, whether present here today or not, all leaders in the South, all private sector investors in the South, you, my brothers and sisters in the diaspora, come and join us. In malaria, we are calling it the big push. For every woman, child, and adolescent, it is a fundamental and basic human right. Let us leave here today with renewed determination. We need a health accelerator, a strong, sustainable partnership for prosperity with the private sector and the diaspora. Let's make political commitment and commit to being held accountable. We can make malaria elimination a reality. We can deliver a healthy tomorrow for women, babies, children, and adolescents. The time to start is now.
Yes, that is President Duma Gideon Boko, the president of Botswana, speaking at New York with fellow African leaders asking for support of fighting malaria. But also, watch this also.
We are still importing unnecessarily, but we are not as bad off as other countries. And Museveni is telling you about the drugs which our people have discovered from our traditions. They have actually found a cure for diabetes, complete cure. They found a cure for cancer. There is also a cure for malaria. So therefore, your country will, you the scientists, please wake up and dig more into our heritage, into the practices of your parents. They are all scientifically based.
Yes, that is President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the president of Uganda, speaking from Uganda, telling Africans that there's a cure of malaria in Uganda. So you heard at the beginning from President Boko in New York and also from President Museveni in Uganda. Museveni, of course, Boko asking for support. Museveni saying there's a cure for malaria. So why not African leaders come together and support Uganda to produce more cure for malaria? Why we are asking others to solve our challenge? As if we Africans, we can't solve our challenges. Uganda has a cure for malaria, but African leaders are asking help from America, from Europe, China, and somewhere else to fight malaria. Who has bewitched us? Why not our African leaders collaborating and working together, supporting Uganda to produce more cures for malaria? Because Uganda has already declared, you heard from President Museveni, that they have the cure of malaria. But in the video of President Boko, you heard that President Boko asking for banks and companies, private sectors to help to fight malaria in Africa. So why don't African leaders come together, unite, and say we have got a cure in Uganda? Let us support Uganda to produce more and distribute across the continent, and we can eliminate malaria. Do you know division is multi-billion industry for others? Because if African countries or leaders will not collaborate, it means they will not buy from Uganda. They will not support Uganda. But they are ready to buy from Bill Gates. They are ready to collaborate with Bill Gates. How much Bill Gates is making? Have you asked yourself? Even food right now, brothers and sisters, Bill Gates is supplying GMO seeds, is supplying GMO mosquito to fight malaria. But we have a cure in Uganda. Why don't we use Uganda? We have solution within our family, within our homeland. Why don't we use our solution? Why we are waiting to go and beg and asking Bill Gates to support us? And of course, Bill Gates is not giving us for free. Sometimes people think that there's a free lunch. There's no free lunch at all in this world. You have to pay for that. So we lose resources, we lose minerals for the things that we can create here in the continent of Africa. And yet we come here and lament Africa is poor, Africa cannot do this. It's because of this unity. So I'm asking African leaders, all of us, the people of Africa, to come together, unite and work together. Let us support each other. What's happening in Uganda, if it's good, let all of us support. If something good happening in Mali, let all of us support. If something good happening in Niger, in Nigeria, all of us, we have to support. So we are losing a lot of money because of this unity and this collaboration. The time has come, this generation of young people, the time has come for us to come together, to work together. You know how much people are making money through our disunity? Do you know how much people are being paid for the things that we can do ourselves? And yet we come here, we say we don't have employment opportunities. And that's why I said employment opportunities also is a tool being used to make Africans busy so that we cannot see what we can do as Africans. So we are busy for things. We are paid small for us to survive while we are busy working for others. You see? So, but if we can sit down as Africans and strategize that we have these resources, with these resources we can do this and that, and given task, we can move out of these dependencies. So I'm sharing this for you, brothers and sisters, to see how division are multi-billion industry. Right now, Bill Gates is supplying GMO mosquito. Do you think it is free? Do you think Bill Gates is offering us? And if it is offering, how he will get back his money for his investment? So we need, as Africans, to wake up. And what we're asking outside there, we are asking for big pharmaceutical companies like those who are owned by Bill Gates to support us. Recently, I think you heard and watched on television about Burkina Faso closed all Bill Gates funded GMO mosquito fighting malaria in Burkina Faso. But as African countries still working with Bill Gates to fight malaria. You know what Traore said? That it doesn't make sense for we Africans, that for we to survive, we need help from others. So what if these people will stop supplying those support or aid. You want to tell us that we will die, we will not survive? No. So if we can survive, why we are not using our solution? And that's why I'm asking, why not African leaders working together, collaborating with Uganda, producing more cure for malaria instead of moving a lot of kilometers, miles to ask others to help us while we have solution inside in Uganda. So now you can see the challenge that we have. So I think this is a time for Africans and brothers and sisters in the continent to collaborate. You know, it doesn't make sense when people saying Africans, we don't have solution. Do you want to tell me that a population of 1.4 billion people, we don't have intelligent people, we don't have creators, we don't have creative, we cannot manufacture even small medicine, Panadol, and others. I have seen in my homeland, this is what we call these drugs. But Africans, we can do it if we can work together, we can collaborate. Right now, we are depending almost for everything. So, brothers and sisters, this division is multi-billion industry. So we are divided in such a way we cannot go and support Uganda, but we are led to support Bill Gates, we are led to support Western and European companies, but we are not led to support Uganda because of division. But if we can understand that within ourselves we have solutions, we can stop depending on others. And of course, we have been made to depend on others. And this dependence is multi-billion industry. People are making a lot of money. That's the reality. And our leaders know this very well, that we have solutions, but we are not led to implement these solutions. I don't know why. You know, sometimes people are telling us that Africa, we don't have technologies. Africa, we don't have capacities. But that is not true. Those are just lies. Africans, we have capacities. Africans, we have intelligent people. And many of our people are being used outside. And this brings me to our today's episode. Of course, this is a continuation of civilization of Africa. So in this episode, I want to talk about brain drain. Brain drain, of course, has been used by Western power and others to take intelligent and creators from the continent of Africa for the benefit of their nations. And to prove this, let me take just an easy example. Look in football. Every African footballers who are good in Africa are not playing in Africa. You can go to other countries, maybe Brazil, you can find that a good player in Brazil can play in Brazil, but in Africa, good player in Africa cannot stay in Africa. They have been taken away from Africa. Good innovator, intelligent people in Africa cannot stay in Africa. They have been given scholarship, they have been given sponsorship. And I remember, I think someone called young Gambian, I forget his name, who was offered to get masters in Canada and rejected that offer and decided to go to study in Rwanda. I think it is somebody Tole from Gambia. He said, I cannot accept this sponsorship for me to get masters in Canada, but I will go to Rwanda, because what we have seen for Rwanda is exactly to our environment. So brain drain has been used as a tool. It's good because we get opportunities, we get exposure, we're being supported, get education. It's good. In our faces, it's good. But behind, they are taking intelligent people out of this continent so that Africans cannot produce their own things. We cannot produce our own goods. If we are intelligent in Africa, they will not allow you to stay here in the continent of Africa. They will do everything to take you out of this continent, because they know if you can start producing your own things, you are going to kill their businesses. And they're not ready to lose their businesses. And that's why today, Africa, with this population of 1.something billion people, we cannot even manufacture our tooth sticks. These tooth sticks are coming from China. We cannot manufacture mobile phones. We cannot manufacture cars. Many things are being manufactured outside, but raw materials are coming from Africa. So just imagine, all these raw materials are coming from Africa. But Africa, we do nothing with these all resources. We have minerals. Ask Africans, how many Africans know how to process gold? How many Africans know how to process lithium? How many Africans know how to produce iron? But we have all these resources. Today, we are talking about high-speed railway from Cape to Cairo. But I'm sure resources will come from, whether from Europe or from China. That's what will happen. Today, we are talking about digital, but all devices are being manufactured outside of the continent. We are talking about AI, but resources are in Africa. Others are the ones who are enjoying these resources and creating technologies. Then after finishing, they bring back at high price. Africans, we spend a lot of money from things that we can produce ourselves here in the continent of Africa. So brain drain is real, and as Africans, we need to make sure that we fight brain drain. Because if we don't do so, Africa will continue to be dependent on others. We depend almost for everything. An example is what we heard from President Boko and President Museveni. Museveni saying we have cure of malaria. President Boko asking for support of malaria, to fight malaria. So why we are asking for support while we have cure in Uganda? Why don't we use Uganda? You know, if we can collaborate, we have this African Union Summit. What are we talking in African Union Summit? If it's about malaria, what are we discussing about malaria? Yes, we have cure. What we need to do for that cure to reach almost everywhere in this continent? What we need to do? So those are things that I think we need to discuss at the African Union. I don't know what they discussing, and I can believe what President of Zambia, President Hakainde Hichilema said. Almost 70% of the time at African Union are being used for politics, not for development. So many of our leaders are thinking about the politics. They are not thinking about development. So we need to change. We need to change, because the coming generation will ask us difficult questions. What have you done? You were a president. What have you done? I think we need to examine ourselves and to assess ourselves. What have we done as Africans? So, my dear lovely family, brothers and sisters, let us not speak for too long. The aim is to share what President Bok said and what President Museveni said, to connect dots on how Africa is being created, not to work together and not to collaborate. So of that, my dear lovely family, have no more to share. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. If you're new to this platform, make sure that you hit the subscribe button to join the big family of Make Africa Great. And if you have already subscribed, please share the video and also share this message to other Africans here in the continent and to those who are in the diaspora. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Africa. Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.